Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Winner Circle Sports Betting podcast. It's your Thursday night football player prop edition here. Vikings, Chargers, Kevin Thomas, Sean Higgs coming at you here for Winner Circle YouTube, gamblersworld.net. You're here. Hit that like button. You know we're going to give you some nice winners like we gave you last week, right? We had a couple cashes here on the – I'm going to start flipping my papers because we're going to talk for a minute and a half. Maybe I'll do it when Kev starts running down his props. We'll sort of semi-recap the winners we had last week. But like, share, subscribe, notification bells on. So you know, each and every day, player prop video. We got a Thursday night free pick video. Me and Matt Fargo out there. You want college football free picks for Wednesday? It's up. It'll be up Wednesday. The Tuesday game's up. NFL will be up. We got you covered. Football Friday Live, 1:30 p.m. Eastern. Notification bell on. Don't miss the live show. And, of course, the Vegas Legends edition. Chip Trimbus and friends on the weekends. Now, here we go, Kev. We got a one. Let me ask you how the weekend was game-wise. I didn't even ask how college NFL went for the weekend. And what do you think about World Series real fast? Give you a couple minutes to pump your wares, how you did and what's on tap.
Oh, it's an intriguing matchup. I kind of like the Blue Jays if they can just get right into the series, and not have that little layover and stuff. I do like the Blue Jays in that series. I like their hitting up top from bottom. I know the Dodgers at bottom of the lineup's dangerous, but it could be one of the highest scoring series we've seen in a long time for a World Series. Everyone talks about pitching and stuff, but man, some of these guys can just flat out hit. Doesn't matter who's in there pitching. So I'm excited for it. I have no horses in the barn in this one, so it doesn't really matter to me. Probably put a lot of props in the game on just the guys at the bottom of the lineup getting the RBIs. Tend to make a little bit of money doing that and stuff. So we'll see what happens.
I haven't really hit any ribby props in the playoffs, just cause better pitching. Who's going to be the team that really craps it up, pitching wise to give up the runs? Side of total wise, I've been all right there with the stuff. But I agree with you. I think we'll see some runs in this series, right? I mean, the Blue Jays' weak spot is the bullpen. The starters are okay. Dodgers could hit. Should be interesting. So, Bo Bichette's back. Should be an interesting World Series. Big money Dodgers. A bunch of Canadians. Maybe Canada gets payback for the U.S. winning the Stanley Cup the last 30 years. Maybe Canada takes our pastime away from us. Who knows? We got enough trade war. We'll have a border war going on. Now we have a home run war here between the two countries as they upset. Boy, that'll be it'll be a big upset. Well, not the biggest of all time, but that'll be quite shocking if Toronto pulls that off. I'm going to put that up there with a major upset. Major upset. You shouldn't be upset, Kev. Last week here, we had a Chase Anytime Tutty at 135. We had a Jonnu Smith Anytime Tutty at, what was he at? He was like 175. Flacco over 250 passing yards. Easily gets you at 342. Your T. Higgins over 75 yards for 230. Yeah, 96. His touchdown was 2 to 1, 2 plus 205. The only one that didn't cash was the Metcalf touchdown, which was weird. But everything else, we had a bunch of these bad boys. Rodgers passing yards. Oh, he missed the 250. Are you kidding me? At 249. I thought he had it. I'm like, guy threw 4 touchdowns. I thought it was a winner. I thought we were going to have the one loser on the Metcalf.
It's all rigged.
Yeah, rigged.
I watched a YouTube video with this ex player, and he said it's all rigged and it's all from the inside. It starts with the players.
I saw one guy's like, they give you a book at the beginning of the season. Oh, it's a playbook? Yeah, it's a playbook. Like, who the? Yeah, let me open up the playbook and see I'm Dan Hamlin. No, I die. That's great. It's a great season. I die on the field this year. That'll be great. So I'm going to be able to. They're going to break my leg. That's something to look forward to. They're going to break my leg. I hope it doesn't hurt too bad. Or do I just fake it? Like, is it a real broken leg or is it scripted broken leg? And Tua's got to be happy as hell. Oh, what I throw 4 interceptions today? Oh, wonderful. That's a good one for me. I got the 4 picks today. Ooh, are people out of their freaking minds? Who's real? I'm Mike Evans. Hey, Mike, you know what? I know you're going for the first ever, 10, 15, whatever years in a row, 1,000 yards. We know what we're going to do. We're going to give you a concussion. We're going to break your leg. We're going to break about 6 of your ribs. Hang in there, fella. Thank you for all your years of service. Yeah, he's signing up for – you stop with that. They gave us a book. Yeah, they had a playbook, moron. Read the playbook. Learn the plays. It's not a scripted season. It's your scripted offensive, defensive plays.
I had Mike Evans in fantasy, and it was hurt for that, but the fact that he won't be able to beat Jerry Rice now, or he's tied with Jerry Rice for the most 1,000-yard seasons, 11. That's a shame. That's a shame. I mean,
I'm sure he was
what a
happy
way.
getting that script in August.
Yeah, he saw that and said, "Damn it."
Listen, the team's not going to suck. We're just gonna hurt you and maim you all season long, so you can't even get on the field. So you could be in a wheelchair at the end of your life. I mean, come on.
You still think your Raiders are going to get the over? What was it? 3.5 wins, 4 wins that you loved?
Well, I was more on the Jets. I thought the Jets were going to get there. Now I'm cheering for them to go winless because I got a winless ticket. I thought, you know what? I thought the Saints were going to be really bad. I thought the Titans. They all have wins, and the Saints might make the playoffs. Who knows about that? And the Jets, I'm cheering for a loss every single game now. And tell you, listen, it was a 4-1, but the Raiders, Kev, and then we'll get to this Thursday night game. When I look at the look aheads, whether it's for lines are going to start coming out today for week 9, or in the season, I want to see what the spreads are, right? Because those are based on obviously everybody being healthy and the team as of September 1st or August 1st, whenever they come out. And those guys are a lot smarter than everybody else coming up with those lines, right? And then the games are played and people get hurt and things don't go right and there's not meshing of the minds for plays to go. As much as they were a dog in 16 to 17 games, the Jets or whatever they were, 10 of them were between a 0.5-point dog and a 1.5 point, all in a field goal type game, anything else. Obviously, they're not going their way. I mean, we'll go from week 1 in Pittsburgh or against Pittsburgh. They could have that one, the Tampa Bay game, the Denver game. So they're winless. They can have a couple wins if things just went their way at the end of the games, So it's, I haven't done good on those 50-50 games. They've all been on the other side. But it is what it is. It is what it is. It's fun to talk. That's why we like to do those shows. Just try to get a peek into the future how things work out. Because, boy, they never seem to work out the way you think they're going to. Right? Who had Joe Flacco starting? Who had Carson Wentz starting today here against the Chargers? So real fast, we got the Chargers, 3-point fave, total 44.5 here on a Thursday night. SoFi Stadium, folks. I got to say with this game here, I got a few. I know you got a couple anytime tutties yourself. Let's start with your guys because I could go. Well, this. You know what? I'm going to start with my guy, and then we'll kind of flip to yours because you got the same kind of guy here. I'm going to give you 2 right off the bat here for the Chargers, and Allen and Quentin Johnson. So Keenan Quentin Johnson, 155 for Allen, 160 for Quentin Johnson. 2 guys, if they're going to break a losing streak here, you got to get these 2 cats involved. They had the touchdowns last week, not enough of them. You give me a 160 and a 155 with your 2 top players. Again, I'm not parlaying these, Kev. I'm going to straight up play them. Worst case scenario, I split, and I'm putting $50-$60 in my pocket. They both cash. I got 3 bills, and I'm a happy camper on a Thursday night. Anytime tutties, Quentin Johnson 160, Keenan Allen 155.
Yeah, I think I took it a step further when I think Quentin Johnston is going to be the first touchdown scorer of the game. If you watched, they were force feeding him that ball in the end zone a lot. He had to drop and then he had to catch. Plus 800. I think that's kind of a steal. I think if they're going to score, that's how it's going to be. I just watched Jalen Hurts throw for over 300 yards the first time this season against his Vikings secondary. We know the blitz is coming. That's what they like to do. They like to blitz. So those quick passes. So a speedy receiver like that, I think he could take it to the house. So I'm going to have to go with Quentin here. First touchdown of the game, plus 800. I do like him to score anytime. You still get plus money on that. And then I was thinking about a tight end, and then I had to look at the other side because we all know T.J. Hawkinson is the top tight end for the Vikings. But Josh Oliver has 2 touchdowns in 5 games. He only gets 1 or 2 targets in a game, and it's most of the time because he's forgotten as they're covering TJ. They like to go in those 2 tight end sets. They really don't have a great run game over there. So I think they go with Josh Oliver for an anytime touchdown plus 850. If you look at the Chargers' last 4 games, the tight ends have scored against them 3 of the last 4. So, yeah, I mean, you could bet both tight ends to pad your bet there, but I'm going to go with Oliver here for the big payout for a touchdown.
First tutty, 850, right? Is that first touchdown for him?
Yeah, for Quentin, yes.
First touchdown, Quentin, 8-1, and Josh Oliver is a plus 850 for an anytime.
Yeah, he only gets 1 or 2 targets a game, but they're usually in the red zone.
And we're going to stick with that thing because I'm going to add Hawkinson here, and kind of based on the way he catches the ball. And again, the touchdown is 1, but his yardage is 40 yards plus 114. Last 4 games, 5, 4, 6, and 6 catches, 6, 5, 6, and 9 targets. Obviously, he's getting the ball thrown to him with Wentz behind center, like most quarterbacks do. That's your safety valve. It's the big cat, 6'6", 280-pound guy hanging out somewhere, bigger than everybody around him. 49, 39, 38, and 43 yards. So you've been over it twice, and 39, you're right there, even 38. Plus 114, I think, is worth a shot. It's not a huge payday. It's not the touchdown kind of thing there, which is fine. And actually, I had that kind of written down before I even saw you were taking the tight ends for them, the other kid, at a huge payday of 850 anytime, Tony. I think he's going to get involved, but I don't know. Like you said, hasn't been the red zone guy for them. So I'll just take the yardage plus 114 for him. And back to our 2 guys here. Johnson and Allen. Quinn Johnson, he's got 5 touchdowns on the year. Allen's got the 4 touchdowns on the year. You mentioned him force feeding, combined 111 targets between the 2 of them, 60 yards or more for each of these guys. Quinn is 134 and Allen is 144. You're going to give me these kind of plus wins. One of these guys is going to have that kind of game, right? Somebody always has that 90-yard game, 2 touchdowns, whatever the case may be, putting up the stats. 60 yards is not a lot for 2 guys who can grab. They've already had catches alone for their big gains that are equal to this. Quinn's had 60, and Keenan had a 30-yard pass. So you could knock off half of this on 1 catch, and they're getting – what are we getting? How many catches a game? 5 catches a game for these guys, basically? Sign me up for plus money on either one of these guys. Again, I look at these things when I grab them, folks. If I split, I'm still making money. I'm looking for the big payday. I'm not going to parlay them and say, yippee-ki-yay, and we're going to jump off the thing like, we got it, we're going to go 4-0 with the yards and the touchdowns. I like them. Worst case, it's a split, but you're going to be making almost a whole unit full on them. The anytime touchdown for Quinton is 160, 155 for Allen, 134 on the yards and 144. This basically breaks you, if they go 1-1 and it's one guy getting the touchdown, one guy getting the yardage, you're up $3 and you're up. It's a nice little win for you. That's the way I attack. That's the way I kind of look at them. I know people do different. You grab the first tutties. And again, Quinn Johnson, 8-1 for a first touchdown for Kev. Why not? I mean, they drafted him to be the top guy for Herbert, right? I mean, I like it. So does Kevin.
I like the running back also, Vidal, for the Chargers. I think if we know how Harbaugh wants to coach, he doesn't want to be in shootouts. I know he trusts Herbert. Herbert has a great arm, but Herbert had 2 interceptions last game. Herbert doesn't have the best offensive line. So if Harbaugh can have his way, he's gonna run the ball. So anytime touchdown with that kid is plus 145 with all the injuries. He's getting the bulk of the carries. So I like that. And then back to the field goals, right? Longest field goal. Did you see that Vikings kicker put
Yeah,
that 60
yarder, right?
60 yarder, no problems. Longest field goal, plus 100 Vikings to get the field goal. It's a Thursday game. I think these two defenses are 13th and lower. One's great against the pass and the other's great against the rush, and that's what both teams want to do the opposite way. So I'm looking at field goals here, plus 100 for the Vikings, and then over 50.5 for the longest, minus 110. Over 3.5 field goals, minus 125. I think that's a steal. I know you're laying a little juice. And then over 139.5 for field goals made, minus 115. These are all nice little party gifts to partner up with some of your main picks. If you have a side or a total, and then you can partner this prop up with that. I think it'll get you into the plus money. That's what I try to do. I'll bet that Quentin Johnson. I'll bet him small for the first touchdown. I'll bet a little bigger for him to get an anytime touchdown. But then I'll take one of those field goal props and probably put it with an NBA pick. We got NBA right now going on. I like some of the NBA props as well, so we're going to be partners with some of them up to get some plus money.
I liked my two receivers at big games for Arizona, or one of them to have a good game, I should say. Not big game. We just need 70 yards is not a huge game by any standards. The fact that the field goals are 3.5 minus 125, we did a free pick show today, and I don't want to tell you who we had in it or what we picked in it, but the 3.5 field goals kind of stick out towards if you look at a total in that game. What the odds makers think will happen on that. 4 field goals and it's minus 125. I can't tell myself. We took the under. I can't tell you to go watch a video. I can't control. I'm like,
this isn't the Detroit Lions where you want it. You're like, why aren't you taking a field goal? And he goes for it all the time. So you got a hardball team. He's going after points. He wants to slow the clock and run the ball. And Minnesota got a kicker, man. They both got a Dicker to kicker. What kind of name is that for the Chargers kicker? But then you got that Reich. The first Reich. Geez, these guys are phenomenal.
Again, 4 field goals, and the total goes from 42.5 to 44.5, and they're throwing a 4 field goal prop at you, minus money. This game, this will make the Detroit game look like a barn burner, an offensive juggernaut. I think the way that is priced, at least for me, that's the way I look at that pricing on that one, like a low scoring affair. Kind of helps my little pick a little more there. Anyway, you've watched this long. If you haven't already, hit the like button, notification bell, subscribe, all that good stuff. The free picks are wonderful. If you want our best bet on the Thursday night game or the Friday night game, or if you're watching on Tuesday or Wednesday, or all the games are posted at GamblesWorld.net. College football, NFL, NBA, underway now. College hoops in a couple weeks. Hockey, we have hockey cappers. People love hockey. Doug, Mr. Rice. Get on board at GamblesWorld.net. 3-7-38 packages are guaranteed. Let's run them back. Oliver, Minnesota, anytime touchy, 850. Quentin Johnson, first tutty, 8-1. I like Quentin Johnson and Allen for anytime touchdowns. Quentin is a 160. Allen at a 155. Then I'm going to head to their yardage. 60 yards, Quentin Johnson plus 134. 60 plus there for our guy Allen is a 144. And I went opposite on the tight end pick from Kev. I said, Hockenson will get us 40 yards for plus 114. And a array of field goal props. I think I wrote them all down. Over 39 yards is the basic, right? Somebody has an over 39-yard field goal?
Over 50.5.
Over 50.5.
Over 50.5. And then over 3.5 field goals made in the game is the minus 129.
125.
And the complete yards for the field goals minus is 139.5 minus 115.
There you go.
If they hit three field goals, that right there is going to cash.
Yeah, I had 39.5. That's what it was, 139.5, over 139.5. There you go. Field goal action. Gotta love the special teams. They got it all nowadays. You little lucky dumplings out there. Not like the old days for us. It was a side and total, and that was it. Couldn't call him in at halftime on the 718 number. Wasn't
You
answering.
usually give out an interception. Which quarterback's going to throw the INT?
I'm not doing an INT today. I didn't give an interception last week.
I thought you gave a 1 or 2.
No, not last week. No. Last week we gave out the no, that was the double touchdowns. That was a double. We only got singles. So there's those. Yeah, no double one today because I think it'll be a little tighter game. I don't think. Of course, one guy will probably score 2, and the game will be 24-13 or some crap, and I won't have that guy. It'll be the guy we didn't talk about today.
Well, I do like Jordan Addison anytime touchdown. I do have that written down plus 185. I think Justin Jefferson will get the double coverage. Addison will have 1-on-1, and it'll be a tough matchup. For some reason Carson Wentz likes him come about the third quarter. He's forcing it to him, and he's been making. I don't know if he was suspended part of the first half in the last 2 games. I think one of them he was, but Carson Wentz seems to find him later part of the game. So if they're losing and you could still get a prop, that's the guy you want to target right there, Jordan Addison. Yards, touchdown, everything.
I'm trying to let me look at the Minnesota to see if I can just find some like random guy who's going to score the touchdown in this one. It'll be you like Addison. I can't say Jefferson. I'm gonna say how about Naylor? How about a little Jalen Naylor action? Right, because it's Addison, Jefferson, and Hockenson got all the looks. 31 looks out of the 40 attempts last week went to those 3 guys. Crazy. Adam Thielen's still playing? How old's that guy?
I thought he got hurt in that last game. He took a shot. Yeah, he didn't. I don't think he gets no targets. He's just wanted to retire there. He asked his way out of Carolina. He
35-year-old white guy receiver. Yeah, he's tearing it up. Oh, all right. That's it for the props here. You can run it back, rewind. It's 20 minutes. Enjoy the show. GamblesWorld.net for the best bet on this game. You want our side total Thursday night action? Head to GamblesWorld.net. Get all of our top play winners. For Kevin, I'm Sean. Winner Circle. We're out of here. Good luck. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.